The pools are finally open. I'm going to take the kids there this afternoon. Berries are ripe. My uncle planted a huge patch, so my sister and I went over and picked as many as we possibly could. Yesterday, we took a side-by-side trip down to the swimming hole on my parents' creek. This is just my favorite time of year for so many reasons. These are the types of videos that when it's January, February, and I'm really craving the sunshine, I scroll back in my YouTube and I watch them. It's sentimental, it's beautiful, and I don't want to take it for granted. I don't want to waste and squander this time of year.
He's right here. I know what to plant these off. Wait, these are not. Mom, look. Look at the leaves.
With all of the rain and early heat we've had this year, our garden looks well advanced past what it usually does. We should definitely have tomatoes by 4th of July.
Definitely, you know,
Between the David Austin roses I planted a few years back, the hydrangeas, we did a native variety that comes back every year, and then the sage, some of it went to flower, some mint. There is plenty to choose from when it comes to making arrangements already, and we have so much more coming. I even found a random cosmos that the seed must have fallen from last year, and some lavender, so some beautiful colors in here. We ended up making a lot of the strawberries that we picked the other day into strawberry puree to make homemade strawberry jam sweetened with honey, which is a recipe over on the Farmhouse on Boom blog. I did 1/2 gallon of pureed strawberries, 2 cups of honey, about 1/3 cup of pectin, and the juice from 1 lemon. You can print that off over on farmhouseonboom.com. I'm just going to simmer it and stir it throughout the rest of this afternoon until it coats the back of a spoon, and then I will can the jars so we can keep them. We did this last year as well with fresh strawberries, and it was really nice to have. We didn't keep it super long, and we won't again because we've been using it like a strawberry sauce on strawberry shortcakes, on crepes. We go through it very fast. That purple rose in there did not come from our property, but I got a flower arrangement from my sister last week and it was still holding strong. So I took it out and put it in there before getting rid of the other flowers. I didn't want to waste it, but it looks beautiful with my current arrangement here. Part of my summertime homemaking is creating a bedroom oasis that is calming, cool, comfortable, and the way that I do that year-round is by using Brooklinen sheets. Now, Brooklinen is offering my viewers 15% off your first order with my link in the description box below. Brooklinen is a luxury sheets company creating high-quality home goods to elevate your home. It is so important to invest in sheets that not only are going to last a long time, but also are going to get softer with each wash. I have had Brooklinen's wash linen hardcore set on my bed in a few different colors for years now. They have gone through the washer and dryer so many times, holding up beautifully, and I love the relaxed country look that they give to our bedroom. They're 100% linen, made in Portugal, the lightest, most breathable fabric. Linen has unique moisture wicking properties that make it even cooler than cotton. It's light yet cozy, perfect for warm days or cool nights. You spend a third of your life in your sheets, so it makes sense to get yourself some that are going to really upgrade your sleep. Brooklinen sheets are tried and true with over 100,000 five-star reviews, more than any other online bedding company. Sheets don't just feel great, but they look great too. You can mix and match over 20 colors and patterns. Brooklinen always releases new seasonal colors. Each one is more beautiful than the next. Today I dressed my bed in their khaki chambray and white, a beautiful neutral palette to bring in my pictures of cut flowers this summer. Instead of buying individual items, you can save 20% by purchasing a hardcore bundle, which includes a core sheet set, extra pillowcases, and a duvet cover. Brooklinen is offering my viewers a special discount of 15% off your first order by using my link in the description box below. Of course, strawberry shortcakes are on the menu this week. My recipe over on the blog, farmhouseonmoon.com, calls for all-purpose flour, but I have been using more and more ancient grains and just subbing them out, and it's been working just fine. So I'm doing 3 cups of kamut flour, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a cup of very cold butter, 1/3 of a cup of heavy cream, 1/2 a cup of maple syrup, 1/3 of a cup of sourdough starter, 1 egg, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now you can put this in the refrigerator for several days to do a nice long cold ferment for those gut health benefits, or you can pause it for just an hour or 2 before making them, or not at all. You can go straight into just doing a discard version of this. It really just depends on how much time you have and whether or not you need that fermentation process to happen for digestion. I'm going to put mine in the fridge for just a few hours, and I'll come back to this for dinner time. I am milling hard white wheat berries to make sourdough bread to go with my jam tomorrow. Just a hallmark of summer beginning to have fresh strawberry homemade jam on homemade sourdough bread. My go-to for sourdough bread, at least lately. I know I share making bread on here all the time and I'm always doing something different, but my current way that I'm making bread is half whole grain and half all-purpose. If you go over to farmhouseonmoon.com and search no knead, this is the bread recipe that I use over and over again. I might play around with how much of each flour, but I'm still using 950 grams of flour. With whatever kind of flours those are, just add it up to 950. I sterilized my jam jars just to make sure that they last a good long while and we don't have anything bad in there. And then water bath canned them for about 15 minutes. After they sit, they will all pop and seal, and I'll know that they're ready to store away, at least for a little while until we finish them all. That buzz in the background, if you're not from the Midwest or probably the East, I don't know, they're everywhere, right? Or the cicadas everywhere. So if you're not from my area or an area that has cicadas, that buzz in the background is a constant current feature here where we live. It's the cicadas. It can be so loud at some times that we literally cannot be outside. They seem to be, and I have not researched this, but they seem to be concentrated in trees. And so anytime you're underneath a tree that the cicadas are in, and we live with trees. We live almost in the middle of not really in the middle of a forest, but we have a lot of trees on our property. So there are certain parts of our property that we can't even stand in because they are just so incredibly loud. I got this decibel reader thing on my phone just because I was curious, and I measured it at 83. I don't know if that means anything to any of you, but I was doing some research, and apparently if you expose yourself to 85 decibels plus for over 30 minutes, you can have hearing loss. I don't know if that's true, but it's something I saw on Google. So hopefully we haven't ruined our ears already, because we do spend a lot of time outside, and it didn't go above 85 that I could tell, but it's so loud and it's everywhere. There was some areas around here where people said they weren't seeing them yet, but now they are. They've emerged in all the places. For dinner tonight, I am making some fried chicken. I know I do this on here all the time, but that's because it's so darn good. I take my leftover sourdough bread, biscuits, bagels, whatever we have at the end of the week, cut it all up, put it on a baking sheet, get it nice and toasty in the oven, blend it, and then keep these jars of breadcrumbs. I salt them, and then I mix some eggs in one bowl, put the breadcrumbs in another, dredge the chicken in the eggs, then the breadcrumbs, fry it in reserved bacon fat or lard that I get whenever we buy a whole hog from my sister's farm. New Hartford Farm Co. Shout out, because you guys ask me all the time where I get my meat. It's from her, and I get the lard there too. Anyways, I fry the chicken in that, and then we're also making some pasta and a basic cream sauce. To make the basic cream sauce, which we do all the time, but today it's going to be herby, just to make it a summer themed meal. We're going to add so much sage and thyme and rosemary. We saute an onion in butter, add flour to thicken, add some cream, some milk, blend it all up, a little salt, little pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, thin it down if it needs to be thinned a little bit, and then mix it all up with the pasta, add some freshly grated Parmesan cheese, put the chicken on top, more cheese, lots of herbs. I'm serving this today with an arugula side salad dressed with lemon juice, olive oil, salt, and pepper. A simple summer meal. We make some version and variety of this pasta with different meats all the time, all summer long. Whatever herbs we have, the more of them, the better. We also pulled the shortcake dough out of the fridge, rolled it, cut it. We're going to bake it. A little too long, I might add. We kind of forgot about it, but it still makes for some edible and delicious strawberry shortcakes. Bread making is so much faster in the kitchen these days. With sourdough, the temperature very much matters. We don't keep our house the same temperature year round. In the wintertime and in the springtime, really up until just recently, I could let things ferment 12 plus hours in my pantry But now I'm finding that the bulk ferment is done in about 3 hours, which is great in some ways, but also I had to get used to it. Definitely over fermented, overproofed a few. That's the thing about sourdough. It's very intuitive. I cannot give you exacts ever. I know people really want me to, but I can't, because you just have to know and feel when things are done. Now, there are tricks for how to use dough that you end up messing up. So if you do overproof something, not all is lost. If you are brand new to my channel, I have sourdough tips and recipes and tricks sprinkled throughout every single video for the last many years, as well as homemaking, encouragement, decorating, DIY, all the fun and beautiful home things. So I would very much appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for stopping by our farmhouse.